saw Summit City. You guys are doing Dwenger and Millers tonight, and this one. Is there any other Fort Wayne guys playing tonight?
Where we have to do this? A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere, that there's a hungry child.
Do you see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bishop Chatard High School in Indianapolis. We are coming to you live from here at Bishop Chatard High School, Alumni Stadium in Indianapolis, and this is the Concordia Cadets taking on the Trojans of Bishop Chatard. This Concordia team, they got through some pretty big games to get to this regional championship. They beat Oak Hill in the sectional semifinals in Class 3A, and then they went on to knock off Norwell in the sectional championship game. That was a huge win. Norwell came in at 10-1 on the season. Tough team to beat, no doubt, but Concordia was able to do it. 24-0 was the final score in each of those games, and it was a big defensive effort by Concordia as well. Also, Amir Drew rushed for over 200 yards in the Oak Hill game, 248 yards in that particular game, and rushed for over 100 yards in a game against Norwell. Right now, a recognition for the men and women who serve in our armed forces, and we will recognize them again when we have our national anthem played here at Alumni Stadium.
And now, if everyone would please rise.
And we're going to have that national anthem right now.
For our national anthem, being performed tonight by Bishop Chatard sophomore Sarah Seaman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful job. Thank you, Sarah.
A very well done national anthem there here at Bishop Chatard High School, and we are getting close to the start of this game. Talked about who Concordia had beaten to get to this regional championship. Now, Bishop Chatard, they are the defending state champions in Class 3A. They have won 14 state champions in the history of their school. No doubt a great accomplishment. Rob Doyle, he's in his fourth year as the head coach, and as far as records go, Bishop Chatard was kind of building things up. Again, that's just as far as records go since he took over as the head coach. If I'm not mistaken, he was a former assistant coach here at Bishop Chatard. And the years leading up to that state championship last year for Coach Rob Doyle, certainly not so bad. 11-3 just a year ago, and the year before that, in his first season as head coach, they were 7-6. They got to regionals. They were defeated at regionals that year by Danville. They had to get past Indianapolis Northwest, Indianapolis Broad Ripple, and Indianapolis Cardinal Ritter to get to that regional championship. That's 3 sectional titles that Rob Doyle has won in his time as the head coach at Bishop Chatard, including, of course, the regional championship last year, regional championship the year before that, and the state championship a year ago for Bishop Chatard. And with that, we will get in a word from our sponsors that allow us to come out and do these games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. For more, please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big-Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big-Eyed Fish. You're invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you to better serve you. Sign up online in 5 minutes or stop by a branch. Join ProFed today and start owning your financial future at profedcu.org. At Ottenwiller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwillerContracting.com. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area. From ages 5 to 18, our players are equipped with elite-level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. A system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been a Fort Wayne favorite since 1973. El Azteca Mexican recipes are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Visit elaztecarestaurant.com. iCryo specializes in whole-body cryotherapy, body sculpting, cryofacials, infrared sauna, and compression therapy services. Check out Jalen Smith's signature location on Coliseum Boulevard, located right next to the Blaze Pizza. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in our new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport 1 Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral is needed, which saves you time and money. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more. Well, we are just a couple minutes away. I believe we're going to have the coin toss here in just a moment. Before we do that, we will come right back after this break on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think, that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in.
Welcome back to Bishop Chatard High School in Indianapolis. We are just about ready for the coin toss. Looks like we may have had the coin toss, actually. Looked like the teams were walking out just a moment ago. Concordia did win the opening toss, it was Norwell who won the opening toss last week against Concordia, but the Cadets got the ball first, and they ended up pitching a shutout that night. This Bishop Chatard team is doing without Dalen Taylor. He graduated. It looks like Concordia has won the toss and deferred to the second half. So it will be Bishop Chatard to get the opening kickoff here in just a moment. Now, I mentioned Dalen Taylor has graduated, but this Trojan team is not short on good running backs. Tommy Hannon is their leading rusher. He averages 5.18 per carry. He's their leading rusher in total yards, that is. He's rushed for a total of 849 yards on the season, I beg your pardon, for Hannon. And Matthew Coons, he's the second leading rusher as far as total yards goes. As far as yards per game is concerned, he is the leading rusher. He's averaged 7.85 yards per carry and 644 yards total. I should say he's their leader in yards per carry so far this season. Again, we'll see who is back to return the opening kickoff for Bishop Chatard. Concordia 7-5 coming into this particular game. That does include the game against Peru that was not played. Concordia ended up winning because Peru had to forfeit that one. But it goes as a win for Concordia nonetheless. Would have certainly liked to have played them on the field. That Peru team, no doubt they wanted to play that game on the field. They had an improved team, at least as far as records are concerned. This is Cooper Harris to kick it off for the Cadets. He also plays linebacker. He handles the kickoff duties as well. And this game is underway. A little pooch kick taken right from the 20-yard line and returned out across the 30-yard line. So good field position on the return by Brady Kinnett. So right away we will see that Bishop Chatard offense on the field. It's a team that runs the ball extremely well. Carter St. John is the quarterback, and he gets the audible from the sideline. He's thrown for over 1,900 yards so far this season. He'll hand this one off on first down, and that goes to Tommy Hansen. A good little second effort there, and Hansen has about a 4-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage.
Gain about 3 on the play.
To about the 35-yard line. And Hansen remains in there. Again, Matthew Coons, a very capable back. He is number 20 and not on the field right now. It's just a one-back, single-back set for the Trojans. They fake the handoff this time and dump it off out in the flat. And a broken tackle for the first down by the tight end, Logan O'Brien. Logan O'Brien, a senior tight end, stands about 6'2", 240 pounds. It was Cam Johnson who made the tackle, and we'll talk a little bit more about him as the game goes on. But one thing I will say about Cam Johnson is he has excelled at every facet of the game this year. He was more of a defensive back early on in his career, but he's been the leading receiver for the Cadets as well this year. We'll likely see him get a good amount of touches on that side of the ball when the Cadets do have the ball. Here's another run play to Hansen. This one only goes for 2. Logan Narwald Settle was in on that tackle. I beg your pardon. It's Hannon, not Hansen. There's no S in his name.
He's run down by number 16, Cooper Harris.
Cooper Harris also in on that tackle. One of the top tacklers, Harris is, for this Cadet team. He's a senior. This is a senior-heavy Concordia defense, a defense that has pitched 2 consecutive shutouts, but no doubt they're going up against a tough opponent tonight. A little quick hitter out to O'Brien for the first down. The RPO gets a first down for Bishop Chatard. It's James Rusher who makes the tackle.
Again, the students in the stands, please make sure you have your masks on and remain socially distant. Please remain socially distant.
And they'll operate from the shotgun here. Into the game is Matthew Coons at running back. He takes it off the left side, still on his feet, trying to pick his way for extra yardage, and he's got about 8, maybe 9 on that play. Looks like it's 9. He's up to about the 32-yard line. I believe they said number 40 for that tackle. That's Matt Gegline. Gegline, another one of the top tacklers. Check that. Sam Hudson in on the tackle. Sam Hudson is an athlete who has played linebacker and defensive back. Here's, meanwhile, Logan O'Brien going in motion. Back to the ground they go, and Coons, and early and often they get the backup running back in the game, and he's doing pretty well so far.
St. John hands off to Coons again.
And that looks like it's enough for the first down. It's very close to the marker. They're going to call him short. James Rusher made the tackle. Oh, he was close. And, now they're saying it is a first down. The official was making the signal for the chain gang to move, and, well, they obeyed that signal. It is a first down for the Trojans. Hannon back in there. Takes the handoff. Still on his feet. Oh, shifty run by Hannon. And a good gain on first down. He picks up 7.
He's brought down again by number 57, James Rusher.
James Rusher in on the tackle. Rusher's had a couple of tackles on this possession. Unfortunately for him, Chatard is moving the football extremely well. That's the unfortunate part for him and the rest of this defense, and this is a clock-chewing drive. We now have 8 minutes and 12 seconds and the clock running left in this first quarter. A fake handoff. St. John to the end zone. Man is there. Touchdown! Thomas Coleman. And Bishop Chatard takes the lead. An early touchdown pass for Carter St. John. I believe he only threw 2 passes total on that possession. Now we're going to show them both to you when we get a chance here in just a moment.
Brady Braun in to attempt the extra point.
This is Brady Braun in for the extra point. Trying to make it 7-0 in favor of Chatard. And now whistles blow. Here comes a flag. It's a false start against the Trojans. So they'll be backed up 5 yards on this PAT. Now the big question, how does the Concordia offense respond after a drive like that? A very methodical drive. I said earlier, a clock-chewing drive. Since the kickoff, 3 minutes and 59 seconds came off the clock. You can see the clock there on the right side of your screen. It shows 8:01. They get the snap down, and the kick looks good, and it is. 7-0, Bishop Chatard with the lead. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Empowered Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we've had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OVC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball, but call home, look no further than Empowered.
And welcome back, everyone. We are here at Bishop Chatard High School, a 7-0 lead for Concordia. Or for Bishop Chatard, I beg your pardon, over Concordia. And now the Cadets will get the ball for the first time today. The touchdown pass going to Thomas Coleman.
Back deep for the Cadets, number 4, Tyler Grossman, number 8, Cam Johnson.
Tyler Grossman and Cam Johnson back to return, and that is Johnson who will take the return. Johnson gets a block from Grossman, gets past the defender, still on his feet. Johnson across the 30 and down to the 34-yard line. A good return by Cam Johnson, and now the Cadets with some good field position, and we'll see what they can do with the football on this upcoming drive. Now here's one of the passes that took place on the last drive. These replays brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. This was the RPO that led to the first down. A little quick hitter to Logan O'Brien, and he's able to move the chains. Now I believe that is Sam Hudson there in the backfield. Mir Drew was not seen practicing, so it looks like Hudson's going to get the start at running back, and it's a good gain on first down for Sam Hudson. He is on the depth chart at running back, although he primarily plays defensive back. Has played a little bit of linebacker this year as well. Was a linebacker leading up to this season.
Gain of 7 on the play. Second down and 3, ball in the 41.
Meanwhile, this was the touchdown that capped off the last drive. The second pass thrown by Carter St. John, and it was a good one to Thomas Coleman right in the corner of the end zone. It's Hudson again, picks up the first down. A tough run by Sam Hudson. And that is a first down across the 45-yard line.
Brought down by number 44, Zach Billenworth, and 19, Kyle Haslett. First down, though, for the Cadets.
So it's been 2 straight runs for the Cadets. Was at Concordia's practice earlier this week. Amir Drew was not there as well. I believe he was with the trainer that day, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe dealing with an injury coming into this one. Here's a toss to Hudson on the option, but he is pursued well and dropped. Maybe a gain of 2. Joe Culvert makes the tackle.
He's brought down by number 20, Matt Coons. Gain of 2 on the play.
Got about 6:09 to go in this first quarter.
Ball on the 49-yard line.
Bishop Chatard's first drive of the game took 3 minutes and 59 seconds off the clock. This drive has now taken just over 2 minutes off the clock. A couple of good runs by Sam Hudson, but here are the Cadets with second down and 8. It'll be Davis's first pass of the game. It's a quick release, and it's caught. A basket catch by Johnson down the sideline. He is the leading receiver for Concordia. He plays every facet of the game. And you saw the one facet of the game where he has especially excelled this year. Now, that's not to say he hasn't done well defensive back. He's made plenty of great plays there. Here's another look at it on the Traction AP replay. And he beats his defender right off the spot. So no question as to why Brandon Davis went looking for Cam Johnson. He was open. No doubt a good read by the senior quarterback. And second-year full-time starter, though he did start a little bit as a sophomore. Here's Hudson breaking tackles, still on his feet, lunging his way down to the 6. Another good gain by Sam Hudson. It's short of the first down, but he picks up 8.
Gets up to the 6-yard line. Second and 2.
So this will be second down and 2 as Davis comes back into the game. He's never out of the game. Comes back to the huddle. He was just getting the play call from the sideline, so my apologies there. An option to the right side, a toss to Hudson. Fighting to get to the marker. I don't think he got there. Maybe he did. The officials are standing right on the 5-yard line. He would need to get to the 4 to move the chains, so it's going to be third down. Well, this drive has taken 3 minutes and 36 seconds off the clock. So a good time-consuming drive put together by Concordia trying to respond to the Bishop Chatard touchdown moments ago. Operating from the pistol, Hudson goes behind Davis. And Hudson gets the call. And he did not get there. The Bishop Chatard defense comes up with a stop, and now a decision to be made. Beg your pardon there. That's not the replay we meant to show you. But there was a loss of a yard on that last play, and it looks like Concordia is going to go for it. They're in plenty of range that they could bring on Joe Gutman and kick the field goal. And, you know, if this were still a scoreless game, they might be doing just that. Oh, they are doing just that.
91, Joe Gutman in to attempt
So
field goal.
Gutman on to attempt the field goal. This will be a 24-yard attempt for the senior kicker. A high snap, the kick on its way, and Concordia is on the board.
Chapman's field goal attempt is good.
7-3, Concordia cuts the deficit down to 4. Now can the defense get a stop? Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
Well, Concordia does get on the scoreboard. Joe Gutman puts through the 24-yard field goal. 3:37 to go here in this first quarter. A drive that took 4 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock here at Bishop Chatard High School. Trojans were late getting the guy on. That's Jack Ani.
Back deep for the Trojans, we have number 4, Boland, and number 6, Canet. To field Cooper Harris's kick.
And there's the kick by Harris. It's a short one. Is that going to go out of bounds? It is. So that's going to give the Trojans good field possession as Brady Canet wisely let that thing roll out of bounds. They're going to put the ball at the 35-yard line. That is where they put the ball on those out-of-bounds kickoffs at the high school level, just like at the college level. You get to the NFL, those out-of-bounds kickoffs result in the ball being placed at the 40. .337 to go here in this first quarter. Here's St. John, sets up the screen to the far side. Nice little move by the receiver. That's Tommy Hannon who makes the catch. He picks up about 3, maybe 4.
Brought down by number 25, Sam Hudson.
It was Sam Hudson who made the tackle. And this is a senior-heavy defense for Concordia. Sam Hudson listed as a defensive back on the roster, but he's playing a little bit of linebacker again. Oh, there's a quick burst of speed by Tommy Hannon. Hannon with one man to beat. Can Johnson track him down? He does and pushes him out of bounds. But that's a huge gain by the leading rusher, Tommy Hannon, for this Bishop Chatard team. I mentioned they've got 2 running backs who've been carrying the load and trying to do without Dalen Taylor, but they've done just fine as far as production in the running game goes, and here's an example of that. Tommy Hannon, a quick burst of speed, and you probably better have defensive back speed to be able to track him down, which is what Cam Johnson does. Clock stops at 2:59 to go. O'Brien in motion. It's Coons getting the handoff. Takes it to the 20, may have gotten a yard, maybe 2, before Cam Vanderbosch came up from his cornerback position to push him out. .255 to go, and a 7-3 lead for Bishop Chatard, looking to add to their lead. And it was just a 1-yard gain, so Chatard is now right on the fringe of the red zone. Back to the ground they go. That's Coons again, and he spills his way down to the 17-yard line.
Gain a couple more yards on that. Brought down by number 6, Luke Speckard.
It was Luke Speckard who made the tackle. So now Hannon will come in to give Coons a breather after Hannon got a couple plays worth of breather there after that big long run moments ago. 3 down linemen for Concordia. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. Hannon gets the call, picks his way through, first down and more, into the end zone, touchdown. Tommy Hannon with 2 big runs. That last one for 17 yards, and more importantly, it's worth 6 points.
Braun comes in to attempt the extra point. Started for holding.
Big-time game for Tommy Hannon. Well, last year, Dalen Taylor put together a huge game against Concordia when Bishop Chatard went up to Zollner Stadium. 56-28 was the final score in that one. It's 13-3 right now. Brady Baughan on for the PAT. They get the snap down, and the kick is good.
The extra point is good.
Well, 14-3 in favor of Bishop Chatard. Back after this break on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
Two possessions, 2 touchdowns for Bishop Chatard. And they now lead at 14-3 over Concordia. That drive not quite so time-consuming, but a couple of big plays, big runs by Tommy Hannon. And the second one went for 6. And here's a chance at a return for Johnson. Oh, he lets it roll. He's got to pick that thing up. He does. Takes it across the 20. Johnson with some room. But he's going to go down just short of the 30-yard line.
Number 8, Cam Johnson, decides to pick it up and take it down.
Well, Dalen Taylor was the leading rusher for Bishop Chatard last year, especially in this game when the two teams met at the regional championship in Fort Wayne at Zollner Stadium. 227 yards was what Taylor picked up that night. He averaged 15.1 yards per carry, and he scored 5 touchdowns. That's right, 5 touchdowns. Now, Tommy Hannon, he played in that game. He got 4 carries for 28 yards. You want to know what the yards per carry is there? Well, you probably don't have to be a math major to get that one. It's 7. 7 yards per carry for Tommy Hannon back when he was a sophomore. He's a junior now, and he's got himself a touchdown today. Now can the Concordia offense respond? They got down the field and kicked a field goal last time they had the ball. Here's Davis rolling out of the pocket. He'll take a shot downfield, one-on-one, and it is. Was that caught? I think it was. Oh, my goodness, that was caught. Tyler Grossman, heck of a play. He was falling down as he caught that thing. Folks, dare I say that's worth another look. And here's that look right now on the Traction AP replay. You see Davis gets immediate pressure from Kyle Hazlitt, and with a hand reached out, Grossman is able to make the play. That was Jack Ani who had the coverage. And Concordia lines up in the pistol. They'll go with the jet sweep here to Speckard, and the Trojans are all over that. Ani in on that tackle as well. A little bit of help from Graham Lele. Beg your pardon, Joey Thatcher on that tackle. It's a 5-yard loss on the big tackle. 14-3 remains the score. Bishop Chatard with the lead. Sam Hudson carried the ball extremely well on the last possession. He doesn't have a touch yet. Of course, we are only 2 plays into this drive. Here's Davis to throw. Gets some pressure, steps away from it. A sidearm throw and a little sliding catch. Or is it a catch? Looks like it was a catch by Cam Johnson. And that'll mark him down at the 37-yard line. Well, this may very well be the final play of this first quarter. We're down to 40 seconds. And no doubt a loud crowd, even with the... It's actually fairly good capacity here tonight. Here's Davis looking to throw. Backpedals, sets up the screen to Hudson with blockers in front. Gets the first down and gets tripped up at about the 25. And the drive continues for Concordia. Clock will stop while they reset the chains. And now they restart it with 10 seconds to go. Concordia does not have to run another play before the quarter ends, and it looks like they will not. Yeah, they're just going to take this one to the second quarter. Concordia down 11 points, but they are driving. 14-3. Bishop Chatard leads it. We'll be right back after this break on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Welcome back to Bishop Chatard High School. As Concordia has a good drive going. They've got the ball at the 24-yard line, down 11 at the hands of Bishop Chatard. Had a big pickup on 3rd down and 7 off the screen pass, and here's Davis looking to throw. He sidearms it to the end zone, double coverage, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Cam Johnson, and I believe that's Jackson Bolin who had the coverage.
Number 4, Bolin on the defense.
And if you were to come to this game and look at the rosters, it would have a list of the various churches that the students here at Bishop Chatard High School attend. Jackson Bolin is listed as attending St. Michael's Church. I believe that's here in the Indianapolis area, if I'm not mistaken. I know we have a St. Michael Lutheran Church down up in Fort Wayne, rather. That's the denomination that Concordia is affiliated with. Here's the handoff to Hudson. Gets tripped up behind the line. Nick Babcock with the tackle. I thought I saw a 1-9 there, but no, that's 48. Babcock, a linebacker and tight end. That's a loss. Actually, it's a gain of a couple of yards. It looks like the ball is spotted at the 23-yard line, which would be a gain of 2. Such a good play, it looked like it might as well have been a loss, but it was not. Up the middle goes Hudson, breaks a tackle, runs into his own lineman. That was Big Bubba Craig, who was standing right in front of him, and then he goes down after a short gain.
Number 70, Will Mason. Number 19,
Will Mason was one of the many Trojans in on that tackle, and now here on 4th down and 6, it looks like the Cadets are going for it. Yeah, that's Davis coming back from the sideline, as he had just gotten the play from head coach Tim Manigal. Concordia was held to a field goal on their last drive. If they were to kick one here, it would be a one-possession game, but they're going to go for the first down and keep their hopes alive for a touchdown. Davis throws on the run to the end zone. Man is there, and adjusting to the ball for the catch is Tyler Grossman. That's a KDAT touchdown.
Pass complete to number 4, Grossman.
The gamble pays off. Concordia needing to cut into this deficit. They go for the first down instead of the field goal, and they get more than just a first down out of that. They do indeed make this a one-score game, and now Joe Gutman on to kick it away, or on to kick the PAT, I beg your pardon. Snap is down. And the kick is good. 14-10. Concordia hanging around against this Bishop Chatard team. They've scored on both their possessions, but so has Bishop Chatard. We'll be right back after this here on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
Bishop Chatard leads Concordia 14-10. A good drive put together by Concordia, capped off by a touchdown pass to Tyler Grossman. And we'll take a look at that play on the Traction AP replay when we get a moment. Here's Cooper Harris, meanwhile, to boot it away. And it's a short kick. This one is fielded on the run. I believe that's Ane. And Ane gets bumped out of bounds, and that's the kicker, Cooper Harris, I believe, who was the one who hit him. Now, Harris, he's a kicker, but he's also a linebacker. So he's a kicker who can lay some good wood. And a 14-10 lead, meanwhile, for Bishop Chatard, and they've got good field position off that kickoff. They've got the ball at their own 43-yard line. Looks like it'll be Matthew Coons in at running back this time. He's a guy who averages over 7 yards per carry. Hannon did a majority of the work on the last drive. I believe that's O'Brien who goes in motion. And it is Coons getting the call here and gets run down by, I believe that's Big Bubba Craig who made the tackle.
St. John hands off to number 6, Brady.
Check that, it's Brady Cannett getting the handoff at running back. He's listed as a wide receiver and defensive back, but getting the handoff there. We have seen a little bit of Matthew Coons. He's had some good runs, and there he is on the sideline. This time it's a fake handoff, and the pass is thrown behind Thomas Coleman.
Pass intended for number 82, Coleman.
I believe that's just the third pass of this game thrown by Carter St. John. St. John came into this game having thrown for over 1,900 yards on the season. And now Coons will come back into the game. St. John rolling to his right. Gets a little bit of pressure. Now he's going to take off and run and get what he can. He got a lot of it, but comes up short of the first down. And that's Cam Johnson who comes up from his defensive back position to make the tackle. So now right at midfield, can't help but wonder if Bishop Chatard would try to go for it. Looks like they're actually just a little bit short of midfield. The offense is still out there. And now they're trying to get guys set. Ryan McGinnis goes in motion. Are they going with the hard count here? St. John looking over to the sideline, and we're going to get a timeout. I think Chatard was trying to get Concordia with the hard count there. We'll see if they bring the offense back out or if they just go with the punt. More on that in a moment after this break.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
Well, it is 4th down and 3, and Carter St. John and Tommy Hannon are going back out there. So it looks like the Trojans are going to keep the offense on the field. They called a timeout moments ago, It looked at first as though maybe they were trying to draw Concordia off sides with the hard count. But they're going to keep the offense on the field here on this 4th and 3, just inches short of the 50-yard line. And whistles blow. Hannon, he split through the initial contact, but this is a false start. It's just a question of, was Hannon going to be able to get the rest of the yardage necessary? But had it not been for the false start, we would have gotten an answer to that question. But because of the false start, the Trojans are backed up 5 yards and forced to bring out the punt team. Brady Braun comes out to punt it away, and I believe that is Johnson. He's a punt returner, a kick returner, a defensive back, and a wide receiver. He does just about everything, except maybe kicking and punting. This ball will roll down to about the 10-yard line. They kept that well away from Cam Johnson. And it's down back at the 7-yard line. There to down it, looked like it was Will Starlipper. And Concordia is going to have a long field to work with here with 8:55 to go in this second quarter. Now, on that last play, which I will dare say is worth another look, that last punt. I don't often say that about a punt, but we'll get another look at it after this next upcoming play. Sam Hudson remains in the backfield. He's right on his own goal line. Looks like Ane might come with the blitz here. They hand it off to Hudson. He surges ahead, and I don't think he got anything. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. That's about it. Anyway, here is a look at that last replay, the Traction AP replay. Now, Cam Johnson was standing on the left hash, the right hash as far as the punter's perspective was concerned, so he punted it to the left side of the field from where he was standing and made well sure to keep it away from Cam Johnson, who has plenty of speed. He's the leading receiver for this Concordia team, and this is 2nd down and 9. An option play and a toss to Hudson. It was a little behind him, but he gathers it and takes it up to the 10, maybe the 11. And it will be 3rd down. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 11, so just a 3-yard gain, 3rd and 6 coming up. Well, the field position has been pretty good for both teams for most of this game, but on this drive, a really good punt there by Brady Braun forced the Cadets to start from their own 7-yard line. Play clock down to 1. They do get it off, and here's a late toss to Hudson, still on his feet, but not for long. He might have the first down, though. He needed to get to the 17-yard line. It looked like he got there, and the signal is first down. Well, Concordia had a couple of cases 2 weeks ago against Oak Hill where they had bad field position and were still able to move the ball very effectively. Now, turnovers and penalties proved to be an Achilles heel that night, but they got the win against a very good Oak Hill team. And tonight they're trying to upset a defending state champion, Bishop Chatard team, in this regional championship. Play clock down to 3. They get it off with 2 on the clock. And here's Davis right across the middle. He finds Johnson. That's a first down across the 30. Well, the poor starting field position proving to be no trouble at all for the Cadets. Brady Kinnett made the tackle. The ball is marked to the 32. So now the Cadets are well in business even after starting this drive from their own 7-yard line. They had the 3rd down carry by Hudson where he picked up just enough for the first down. And then Cam Johnson with a big catch. A good find by Davis on that pass play. Operating from the pistol. Pressure up the middle. Davis steps away from it. He can run. He'll slide down with a short gain just across the 35-yard line. There was contact after he went down, but it does not look like it's going to lead to any kind of flag. They're going to call that a 4-yard gain. Ball is marked to the 36, and we have less than 6 minutes to go here in this first half. Clock shows 5:41, and the clock is running. Davis will operate from the pistol. The give to Hudson, and he is met at the line. Surges ahead. I don't think he got anything. Well, maybe a gain of a yard on the play, but that's about it. Got up to about the 37-yard line as we approach 5 minutes to play in this first quarter. Second quarter, I beg your pardon. 5 minutes to play in this first half. Each team was able to score on their first two possessions. Concordia was held to a field goal the first time they had the ball. Then they went for it on fourth down. And Brandon Davis found Cam Johnson in the end zone. Blitz by the Trojans. They set up the screen to Grossman, and he's tackled from underneath. Jackson Bolin with the stop. And Concordia is going to have to punt it away. Brady Kinnett will go back there to return it. About 4 minutes to play in this first half. Jace Parnan will punt it away. He's also a wide receiver. He's the younger brother of Jaden Parnan, a three-sport athlete here at Concordia. Jaden played football, basketball, and baseball. With a low snap and a short punt, a very short one. It's going to go out of bounds after one bounce at about the 35-yard line. Make that the 36-yard line. Clock stops with 3:51 to play. We'll be right back after 30 seconds on Summit City Sports.
Empowered Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we've had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OVC.
Apologies there, folks. A quick return as it's a gain of about 2 yards on that last play. That's Tommy Hannon with the carry. Hannon had a touchdown run earlier, and Chatard with a 14-7 lead after they got the stop moments ago. Concordia was able to do a good job getting out of the shadow of their own end zone, and we may have a little jersey issue there. The official is helping out Bubba Craig. Well, the way he bent down there, I certainly hope it's, I don't think it's an injury. He kind of bent to the side a little bit as if he might be hurt, but Craig's staying in the ball game, so it doesn't look like he's hurt. St. John with a quick hitter, and that's complete to, oh no, it's dropped. Ryan McGinnis. He thought he had it, and so did I. He almost did have it, but he started to run before he took the football with him. And I know that's a phrase that Brad Nessler often uses, or uses to that same sentiment, if you will. Brad Nessler, of course, the voice of the SEC on CBS. And here's a handoff to Hannon, picks his way. It's a good gain on 3rd and long, but it's not going to be enough for the first down. Hannon has been a workhorse in this game. And it looks like the Trojans may be going for it. They're on their own side of the field here. They had lined up to go for it on 4th and 3 moments ago. Now that was right on the edge of midfield. This one close to midfield, but a little further back. They're at the 44-yard line. And another timeout. Second timeout used by Bishop Chatard, and we will be right back after this break.
Empowered Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we have had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OBC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball, but call home, look no further than Empowered.
14-10, Bishop Chatard leading Concordia, and they've got a 4th and 2. They had the offense out there, and it looks like they're going to punt it away. That's Brady Braun, who's lining up in punt formation. Well, last time they brought the offense on the field and then called timeout, they kept the offense on the field for 4th and 3. And they snapped the ball ready to go for it, but whistles blew before the snap because of a false start committed by Bishop Chatard. This time they'll just bring out the punt team coming out of the timeout. And there's absolutely nobody back to return that punt. And Concordia, their field position's not going to be as bad as it was last time they had the ball, but they'll be starting just outside their own 10-yard line. Well, and they started at their own 7-yard line moments ago. They got a nice carry by Sam Hudson. We'll get a look at that on the Traction AP replay. Cadets did not get any points out of this drive, but here on 3rd and 7, Sam Hudson was able to continue fighting up to the 17-yard line, which was just enough for the first down. Sam Hudson getting the start at running back tonight in the absence of Amir Drew. As at practice earlier this week, Drew was not there. And here's a handoff to Hudson. Lowers the boom to get some extra yardage.
Brought down by number 4, Bolin.
Out to about the 16-yard line. That was Jackson Bolin in on the tackle for the Trojans. And this will be second down at about 4. 2 minutes to go in this first half. Concordia was able to get a couple of first downs on the last drive after starting at their own 7-yard line, but that drive ended in a punt. Here's Hudson getting the call. Stumbled a little bit in the backfield. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Brought down by number 3, Calvert, number 7, Onay.
Calvert and Onay combined to make the tackle, and it's going to be 3rd and 4, and indeed it was no gain. Well, we've got a good amount of high school basketball for you, including a couple of games that I'll have the pleasure of doing tomorrow. Northridge at Southside. That's going to start at about 2 o'clock tomorrow at Don Reichert Gymnasium. And then over at Northside, Michael Wallace's Northside Legends will be in action against Belmont. And it's a pretty good Belmont team. They certainly have been in recent years. Here's Hudson getting the call off the left side, and he's got the first down. Well, Hudson with another 3rd down conversion. This one on 3rd and 4. The last one was on 3rd and 7. We've got about 46 seconds left on the clock. And Concordia not really going quick here. If they can get into field goal range, they can make this a 1-point game, just cut into the deficit a little bit. I know against a team like Chatard, you obviously want to get touchdowns, but if you can cut into the deficit just a little bit before halftime, that can do a lot of good for you. Hudson goes down on that hit, and now with the clock down at 16 seconds, that might be the final play of the first half. Concordia won't need to snap it. The play clock is no longer in play, and it looks like they're not going to. It's down to 3 for the game clock, and that is the end of the first half. Bishop Chatard with the 14-10 lead. They scored on their first 2 possessions. Concordia also scored on their first 2 possessions. But it's Chatard who leads it 14-10. We'll be back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
About the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in.
We are at halftime here on Summit City Sports. It is 14-10, and we'll get in a word from one of our sponsors, our main sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine. Apologies there, folks. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, a close game here at halftime. 14-10 is your score, and as I recall last year when these two teams met, it was a close game at halftime in that one as well. But it was Bishop Chatard who pulled away for the win. 56-28 was the final score there, even though Concordia started off with the early lead, then tied the game at 14 after back-to-back scoring drives by Bishop Chatard. Now, Bishop Chatard, they scored on their first two possessions of the game. Concordia, they also scored on their first two possessions of the game. A big touchdown pass on a fourth down play. Brandon Davis hit Cam Johnson in the end zone. That was on the second drive of the game. On the first drive, Concordia got the field goal to make it 7-3. They decided to trust their defense to go out and get a stop. Now, their defense has gotten plenty of stops here in the second quarter, even after Bishop Chatard got those touchdowns on their first two drives of the game. So the defense has responded, just not right away on that second Chatard possession. But the offense responded for Concordia, and they are going to get the ball to start the second half. Now, it is a little curious as to why they didn't use any of their timeouts on the previous drive. They had all three of them left, but did not use those timeouts. And the clock wound down. You have a chance to get into field goal range, make this a one-point game before the half. But instead, Concordia takes it into halftime, perhaps feeling pretty good about themselves, down only 4 at the half against a really good Bishop Chatard team, as the winner of this game tries to advance on to semi-state. Bishop Chatard was the state champion a year ago. Concordia, they do have a state championship in their history, and it's fairly recent history, too. It was back in 2016 when Tim Manigault led the cadets to a state championship. I believe that may have been the first state championship in football that Concordia has won, but no doubt a great season that was for this Concordia team, and hoping to get back to state, but obviously you got to get through regionals and then semi-state before you start worrying about the state championship. Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's largest integrated sports medicine team. We specialize in serving every level of athlete, no matter if they're trying to get better at what they do or recovering from an injury. Our experts coordinate your care in state-of-the-art facilities in our community. To start your journey, visit us at parkviewsportsmedicine.com. That's parkviewsportsmedicine.com. 14-3, Concordia with the lead here in Bishop Chatard with the lead over Concordia here in Indianapolis. 14-10 We are at halftime, and Concordia will get the ball to start the second half. We'll be right back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you all for your support.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
We are at halftime. The score here, Bishop Chatard leads Concordia 14-10. We do have some scores to update you on from around the area. We last saw Bishop Dwenger was leading Zionsville 14-6. I believe that was in the second quarter. They are scoreless at Westfield. That's Homestead against Westfield. They're in the first quarter. They got a little bit later start than we did, and I'm looking at the video there. It looks like they got some guys already in Santa Claus garb. Santa Claus hats and beards out there on the field. It's only November. I know if John Madden were watching this game, he'd probably say, hey, my rule is no Christmas until we're done with Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, Bishop Luers, 17-0, they lead Tipton. It's a pretty good Tipton team that they're playing over there at regionals. And Bishop Luers, they've gotten past some pretty good teams to get where they are at this point. And again, here at Bishop Chatard, it is Chatard leading Concordia 14-10. A good game so far. Concordia gets the ball to start the second half, and one thing that Concordia has been doing very well, they've been running the ball very well, even with Amir Drew being out for this game. Sam Hudson has stepped in and run the ball extremely well, had a big carry for a first down, a couple big third down conversions in that second quarter. The only touchdown for Concordia came on a touchdown pass on fourth down. Brandon Davis hit Cam Johnson in the end zone, and Concordia made it a 14-10 ball game. Bishop Chatard scored on their first two possessions, and Tommy Hannon has been largely the workhorse in this particular game. Matthew Coons, he's had some good carries. He's had some good carries really throughout the season, but it's Hannon who has gotten the bulk of the carries in this particular game tonight. Of course, Matthew Coons, he is a senior, and Tommy Hannon is a junior, so they'll stand to have him back next year. And Bishop Chatard, they had a great running back last year in Dalen Taylor, a guy who rushed for over 200 yards in this game against Concordia. And they haven't lost much in regards to the running game. I said that at the top of this broadcast. They certainly have been running the ball very well, particularly with both Hannon and Coons throughout the season, even though Hannon has been the workhorse largely for much of this game tonight. We got about 6.5 minutes to go before the teams come back out here. They'll get three extra minutes to warm up after they come back out and after the clock runs out for halftime. So we'll be back after this break. You're watching high school regional football on SummitCitySports.com.
We have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
You see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
Halftime here at Bishop Chatard High School. It is Bishop Chatard leading Concordia 14-10. About a minute left before halftime gets done, although the kids will get about 3 extra minutes to warm up before we get the second half underway. And by the way, Bishop Luers has scored again at Tipton. They are up 23-0. Luers won just 3 games in the regular season, and this Concordia team, they hosted Bishop Luers in the regular season, and that was a 38-0 beatdown that Concordia put together. So they get home and see if that 23-0 score holds up, or at least that Luers lead holds up. Concordia, though, they'll get home after this game, and even if they don't get the win tonight, they'll certainly look back on that win against Luers and feel pretty good about that. They've felt good about a couple of wins from this season. Obviously, beating Norwell in sectionals was a big accomplishment. Norwell had only lost once coming into play in that game. Beating Oak Hill the week before that was a big accomplishment. Oak Hill, a consistent program, a team that has won a lot of sectional championships, and they were 7-3 going into that particular game, and Concordia was able to win 24-0. Came from behind to beat Northrop, who had a quality season. Concordia did. Held on to beat Wayne in a hard-fought game, and I know Wayne only won 2 games this season, including a postseason game, but that's a team that's now coached by Sherwood Haydock, a very experienced head coach, a coach who won a state championship back in his time at Harding. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We are the region's largest integrated sports medicine team, providing athletes with specialized services from improving their performance to recovering from injury. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Concordia is going to get the ball first to start the second half. In the meantime, we'll be right back after this break on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
And welcome back. We are just about ready for the start of the second half. Concordia will get the ball to start the second half. They won the toss and deferred, so they now have a chance to either cut into this deficit with a field goal or take the lead with a touchdown. It would be their first lead of the game if they get it.
Safety and health department guidelines, all attendees are required to wear a mask or face shield while in attendance at the game.
Well, Homestead and Westfield are still scoreless, but and they are in the first quarter, but Westfield's knocking on the door in that one.
Thank you.
That's just one of our updates, as we'll have a few more throughout the night. We told you before the last break that Bishop Luers was leading Tipton 23-0. See if we get an update on that Dwenger-Zionsville game. When we last heard, it was Dwenger leading 14-6. And they're trying to get to semi-state for the third year in a row. It was just 2 years ago when Dwenger won a state championship.
Back deep for the cadets. Start the second half.
I believe it was TJ Tippmann who got the lone touchdown of that game. TJ has since graduated, but the name Tippmann is sprinkled throughout the Bishop Dwenger program. Obviously, Devin Tippmann's one of the top rushers over there. So is KJ Tippmann, Louis Tippmann, another good one. And meanwhile, there is the kickoff. Tyler Grossman going to let it bounce, and it goes out of bounds. A wise decision by the senior.
About the 3-yard line.
That's going to be good field position for Concordia. He may have been thinking that's either bouncing into the end zone or out of bounds, and it looked like it skip-hopped a different direction as it got down inside the 5-yard line. And Concordia is going to take over at their own 35-yard line. So good field position to start this second half. And again, Concordia right in striking distance, down just 4. They're very much in this game. As Davis awaits the snap, it will be Hudson. A little misdirection on this first down carry and a good gain on first down as Hudson gets it out to about the 40. That's a 5-yard gain on first down for the senior who's starting in place of Amir Drew tonight.
Correction, number 55, Joey Thatcher.
And tackle was made by Joey Thatcher. As I mentioned earlier, these Bishop Chatard players have the church that each athlete goes to. I believe that's the case, listed right next to their name on the roster. Joey Thatcher goes to Christ the King Church. This is a Catholic high school down here in Indianapolis. And here is Hudson drilled behind the line. I believe Joe Calvert was one of the first guys who got in there to make that tackle.
Hudson stopped by number 3, Calvert, number 19, Haslett.
Kyle Haslett in that tackle as well, and that's a loss of a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Concordia has been able to convert some of their third downs tonight. They had a big 3rd and 7 conversion in the second quarter. I believe it was 28-21 last year at halftime when these two teams met up at Zollner Stadium. Bishop Chatard, however, ran away with that in the second half. 56-28 was the final. Davis gets some pressure, gets a block, flushed out, throws it on the run, has Grossman, and adjusting to the ball is Grossman to make the catch. Diving play at the Chatard 40, and Grossman hauls it in. We'll get another look at that play on our Traction AP replay just before this next play gets going. Well, first of all, give credit to Hudson. He threw a good block there to get rid of TJ Ford, and a heck of an effort by Grossman adjusting to that football. That was a tough catch to make, no doubt about that. And Concordia sets up from the Chatard 40-yard line. Hudson gets the call, met in the backfield. He surges ahead, but he'll get only a yard, if that. Looked like he got a yard. We'll see where they spot it.
With the assist of Jack Calvert and Will Mitchell.
Yeah, it's nice having a bird's eye view up here in the press box, but when you're down on the field as an official, sometimes you wish you had that bird's eye view. You know, you get the benefit of, if you're the linesman, looking right down these lines, but sometimes with all those big bodies in the way, that can be a curse instead of a blessing. That's just one of the difficulties that these officials have to deal with, just as well as they've always got to make judgment calls in real time, which can be very difficult to do. And one of those judgment calls that may not have been so difficult this time, they call a false start against Concordia. Well, here's another look just for the heck of it at the last play to Tyler Grossman, just because it was such a great play. Again, good block by Hudson, and heck of an acrobatic adjustment by the senior wide receiver. Was the second leading receiver on this team a couple of years ago behind Kamari Anderson Drew. And this will be 2nd down and 15. Davis gets a block from Hudson, rolls back the other way. Got to get rid of it, running out of time. He does get rid of it, and that's intercepted. I think I spoke too soon. Matthew Semler with the pick. Apologies there, but a heck of a play there by Semler. And Matthew Semler takes it back to the 45-yard line on the pick. Davis was being flushed out. He may have been better served just to throw that thing away. Instead, he threw it back to the inside of the field, and Semler was right there waiting for it. Carter St. John out of the gun. He's got Tommy Hannon right next to him. St. John off the fake. Wants to take a shot. He's flushed out of the pocket. And he goes out of bounds. He lost a yard. That was big Isaiah Rusher chasing him. Looked like he got a little help from Sam Hudson as well. So it's a big negative play forced by the Cadet defense after the turnover. The give to Hannon. Bouncing off tackles, and it's a short gain for Hannon. As he was run down, James Rusher was one of the tacklers there for the Cadets.
Run down by number 25, Hudson. Number 57, Rusher.
James Rusher, a sophomore linebacker. There's definitely some talented athletes that stand to return on this Concordia defense in years to come, although the majority of athletes on this team are seniors, at least as far as the starting defense is concerned. Even you look at the offense, a lot of seniors on that side of the ball, too. And here's Matthew Coons getting the call. He finds a crease off the right side. First down and more. It's a foot race. Can they catch him? One man to beat. He gone. There was a whistle, though. Flag is down, so we will see. That's coming back.
Holding called against the Trojans.
It's holding called against Bishop Chatard as perhaps that was maybe the most premature deployment of the Ken Harrelson line that you will ever hear. Ken Harrelson, of course, was largely a baseball commentator. He was the TV voice of the White Sox. The phrase I just used there is a phrase that he would use when a White Sox pitcher would strike somebody out. Now, the Chatard team, they're feeling like they just struck out on the last play. That was a touchdown. Matthew Coons had one man to beat, and he was off to the races. Instead, it's a 10-yard penalty in 3rd and 15. Looking for a throwback is St. John. He's got his tight end out there, and that's almost picked off. Cam Vanderbosch came in, and here's another flag. He's looking for Logan O'Brien. Had, I believe, one, maybe two catches in the first quarter. Hasn't been used much since. And I thought I saw maybe a signal of illegal man downfield. Trying to get the explanation. And it is an ineligible man downfield.
Legal man downfield, the penalty is declined.
Concordia's going to decline the penalty. And I think that pass did go beyond the line of scrimmage, as I recall. So
4th down and 13.
That's why they called the illegal man downfield. Had it been caught behind the line of scrimmage, it was not caught anyway, but had that been the case, it would not be a flag. This is picked up by Cam Johnson, takes to the outside, and then gets it across the 25-yard line. And a little wrestling going on there away from the play.
Stripped up by number 21, Patrick Hunter.
Couldn't see who that was who got up. Thought maybe there might be a tussle going on there. Whatever it was, it doesn't last long. And Concordia will take over at their own 27-yard line, down just 4. They did turn it over on their last drive. They've still got a chance, though, to maybe take the lead on this drive, or at the very least make this a 1-point game. Well, no doubt this is a tough place to play for just about anyone. But Concordia has held their own here against Bishop Chatard, a team that has won 14 state championships. They are a defending state champion from last year. Davis will set up the screen, and the ball comes out. It's ruled an incomplete pass. He threw the screen to Speckard there.
Pass intended for number 6, Luke Speckard.
We'll get another look at it, see just how quick the ball might have come out.
Play broken up by number 7, Jack Onay.
Yeah, Jack Onay looked like he knocked it away immediately. It doesn't look like Speckard ever really had clean control of the football.
8:21 left in the third quarter.
That's Speckard who goes in motion. Hudson stacked up and driven back. There were multiple Trojans in on that tackle, including big Joey Thatcher. I believe Joe Calvert got some penetration as well. That's about a 5-yard loss. No, check that. Not that big a loss. It's a 1-yard loss, although Hudson probably got pushed back a grand total of 5 yards by the time his forward progress was stopped. Davis running out of time, and he will go down. Flags are in on the play. Kyle Haslett was the first to get to him. We will check the penalty. Is that thought that might have been a signal for a face mask, but it's actually holding on Concordia. So that's going to bring out the punt team for the Cadets. This time they go 3 and out. I believe that's the first time they've gone 3 and out in this particular game. We've got 7:29 to go in this one.
Number 10, Parnan out to.
This is Jace Parnan out to punt it away. Also plays wide receiver for Concordia. It's a low snap. Parnan gets it away. Good kick distance-wise, but it's going to be good field position off the fair catch. As Kinnett makes the fair catch at the 42-yard line. So with 7:15 to go, Chatard leads 14-10. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Empowered Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we've had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register.
Right back, we've got 7:15 to go in this third quarter. Here's the give to Tommy Hannon off the right side and turns it into a good gain on first down. He's out to the 45-yard line.
Gain of 4 on the play. Brought down by number 57,
James Rusher in on that tackle.
And number 16, Cooper Harris.
As mentioned before, there's a lot of seniors on this Concordia defense, but James Rusher is a sophomore. He's a guy who stands to be back the next couple of years. Hannon bouncing to the outside. First down and more. Takes it across the 45-yard line. Cam Vanderbosch saved the touchdown, although there were 3 more white shirts in the area. We do have a flag down on the play, though. Is Chatard going to be backed up again? They are. So a first down run gets taken away. They had a touchdown run taken away because of holding on the last drive. And, holding is just one of those penalties that sometimes it gets called, other times it doesn't. This time it did. So instead of being a first down, it's going to be 2nd down and 12. And I believe that's Coons who's in the backfield now for the Trojans. That's O'Brien who goes in motion. And Coons gets the call, goes straight up the middle, a quick burst. You get 7 yards out of that to make it a more manageable third down situation. Clock has been stopped. I didn't see that anybody called a timeout. That looks like Cooper Harris who's walking off the field, so that might be the reason why. Oh, his helmet came off, I beg your pardon. I think that was the reason they stopped the clock momentarily. Of course, if your helmet comes off, you have to come off the field for a play. Here's Coons again. Picks his way, gets the first down. Dragging tacklers across the 45. And that will move the chains for Bishop Chatard as they take it into Concordia territory. A drive that started at Chatard's own 42-yard line, and they're trying to cap it off with points. Still got a ways to go, though, before they get that. Carter St. John does have a touchdown pass in this game. That went to Thomas Coleman. That was on the first drive of the game. Pressure shown. And the Cadets only send 3. St. John steps away from the pressure, throws on the run, and it was behind Thomas Coleman. He went to the sideline and had to dive back toward the middle of the field to make the catch, which he did not do in the end. And the clock stops at 5:23. Bishop Chatard was state champions in Class 3A just a year ago, trying to make that possible once again. Of course, you got to get through regionals before you get to state, as Tommy Hannon carries that one for 3 yards as we approach the 5-minute mark. And now Matthew Coons will come into the ball game. Hannon's been the workhorse much of this game, but Coons has had some nice carries. His best carry of the game did not count, which is unfortunate as far as he and a lot of the folks in this stadium are concerned. Give is to Coons. He'll try to stretch it wide. Shakes off a defender and looks like he's got it. Matthew Coons shook off the initial contact, and we'll see where they spot him. He is short by about a yard. So on 4th and 1, it looks as though the offense is going to stay out there. Hannon lines up in the backfield. O'Brien and Nondorf go in motion. It's a toss play to Hannon. Pursued behind the line, not going anywhere. Multiple Cadets combine for the tackle for loss, and it's Cooper Harris who finishes him off. And Concordia takes over on downs. 4:05 to go. Still a chance to capture the lead for the first time in this game, although Concordia has turned the ball over on this drive and also gone 3 and out. They had a good drive going before the turnover. And then Davis was flushed out of the pocket, forced to throw back across his body, and all that produced was a ball going the other way. But that's the only time Concordia has turned the ball over in this game. It's been rather clean other than that. Here's Davis, going to take a shot to the sideline. Man is there. It's bobbled, but then caught. Tyler Grossman. And now here come some flags at the end of the play.
Flags all over the place.
I believe that was Isaac Fisher who had the coverage. Well, we'll check on the penalty here in just a second, but here's another look at the replay brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. That was a tight window to throw the ball into. It looks like Davis actually got it over the outstretched arm of the defender. By the way, that was Coleman, Thomas Coleman, who was in coverage. And then the flags came flying in. The officials are discussing this. We do have a Concordia player down back at the 34-yard line. We'll try to find out what the penalty is and also take this injury timeout here on Summit City Sports.
About the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Well, the penalty was an unsportsmanlike conduct against Concordia. It was after the play was over, so the Cadets will keep the first down. The injured player, by the way, was Sam Hudson. He has gone off the field. Concordia keeps the first down, but the 15-yard penalty moves him back to the 45-yard line. Here's Davis. Going to take a shot to the other side now. Man is there, but this time it's incomplete. He was looking for Cam Johnson, and it was a little beyond his reach. See if we can get a look at what happened at the end of that play. And it was a heck of a pass. Davis got it just above Coleman's outstretched arm, and as Grossman gets tripped up, yeah, he did kind of stand over Coleman there after the play was over. So that's what brought on the flags. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. 3:46 to go in this third quarter. Snap to Davis. He gets some pressure, dances away from it. Still pursued and then zings it to the sideline. That falls incomplete. Davis was outside the tackle box, or at least I thought he was. There is a flag down. I thought he was outside the tackle box, and the ball did get back to the line of scrimmage. So this couldn't be for intentional grounding. Ineligible receiver downfield.
Illegal man downfield called against the Cadets.
So it's not intentional grounding on Davis, but it is an illegal man downfield, and the ball did go past the line of scrimmage. And it looks like a little discussion going on between officials. And Bishop Chatard is going to decline the penalty and make it 3rd and 10. If they accept the penalty, it'd be 2nd down and 20, but obviously Concordia gets another down out of that. So instead, Chatard declines the penalty to make it 3rd down. That's Jace Parnan who goes in motion. It's Hudson picking his way, or check that, that's Max Gleave getting the carry. Came in after Hudson was banged up, and I think Hudson is still out on the sidelines, and Gleave picks up about 6, and now this is 4th and 4, and it looks like the offense may stay on the field here for Concordia. Nobody's gone off. They haven't brought the punt team out. That's Davis coming back from the sideline with the play call. Bishop Chatard just turned it over on downs on their last possession. A tackle for loss, which will probably go to Cooper Harris in the stat sheet. There were a number of Cadets who made that possible. Davis rolls out, gets pressure, throws downfield. Man is there, and it's incomplete. And Bishop Chatard takes over on downs. It was intended for Johnson. And Bishop Chatard gets the stop. Each team has now turned the ball over on downs in this game. We'll take one more look at that on the Traction AP replay. This was immediate pressure. 5 Trojans got in the backfield, and the closest man in coverage there was Jackson Bolin. So now Bishop Chatard takes over with 2:50 to go in the third quarter. Nobody has scored in this quarter. And the handoff will go to Tommy Hannon. A second effort, and he picks up 2, maybe 3. That's going to make it 2nd down and 7. They mark the ball at the 42-yard line.
Brought down by number 57, Rusher.
It was James Rusher, who's had a heck of a night, made a lot of tackles in this game. Now, early on, some of those tackles were after 5-plus yard gains. But this time he helps the cadets hold him to just a 3-yard gain. Hannon gets the call again and gets run down. I think that was either Logan Narwhal-Settle or Cooper Harris who got to him. It's another 3-yard gain, though. So a manageable 3rd down coming up.
Hit by number 16, Cooper Harris.
Apparently Harris was the first to get there, although Narwhal-Settle did get some good penetration. Narwhal-Settle is one of the top pass rushers on this Concordia team. And now here are the Trojans on a 3rd and 4. St. John rolls out, throws immediately, and finds his man for the completion. It's Coleman out to the 35-yard line, and a big first down for the Trojans. Coleman had the touchdown earlier in this game. That was back in the first quarter. It made it 7-0 Chatard. And a big gainer there on 3rd and 4. And we've got less than 2 minutes to go.
Ball on the 35-yard line.
Neither team has used their timeouts in this second half. And they'll go right back to the ground with Tommy Hannon. Splits through one hole. He's going to have the first down by just a little bit. Good carry there by Hannon. And we've got about a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. So Hannon will get a breather. He hobbles off the field a little bit. Yeah, he's going to exercise that ankle, I'm guessing. It's either the ankle or the foot, maybe the knee. Certainly hope this isn't serious. I believe that's Brady Kinnett who's in the backfield, and it is Kinnett. He gets the... No, it's St. John on the keeper. And he takes it out across, rather short of the 20-yard line. They're going to mark him about halfway between the 20 and the 21, as we've got 30 seconds left, and Bishop Chatard does not have to snap the football before this quarter ends. They can, but there's a 3-second difference between game clock and play clock, and it's the play clock that has more time left on it. But they line up to run another play, and it will be a handoff to Matthew Coons, trying to change direction, and he goes down behind the line.
Handoff to Coons, nowhere to go. Brought down by number 34, Tyler Moore, number 16, Cooper Harris.
It's Tyler Moore and Cooper Harris who combine to make the tackle, and that is the end of the 3rd quarter. The 4th quarter comes your way next. Concordia trailing Bishop Chatard 14-10. Back after this on Summit City Sports. As we begin the 4th quarter, we got some games to update you on, but we will do that after this next play. This is 3rd and 8 for Bishop Chatard after the negative play moments ago forced by Tyler Moore and Cooper Harris, where they brought Matthew Coons down in the backfield. Now, Tommy Hannon is still on the sideline. He hobbled off just a few plays ago. They'll keep it on the ground. And this is Coons reaching ahead, but short of the first down. He's about 2 yards short of the first down. 4th down coming up. Now, Chatard, if they kick the field goal, they would make this a 7-point game. Doesn't look like they're going to do that. If they were to kick, it would be a 33-yarder, but they're going to go for it on 4th and 2. Now, if they get it, that'll allow the clock to start moving again and give them a chance to punch it in for 6. And it's Hannon, who comes right back in and picks up the first down.
Through the crowd, gets the first down for the Trojans.
Tommy Hannon, after hobbling off the field just a few plays ago, is able to come right back in and get the first down. Well, again, we had some updates for you. Lures now leads 30-3 over Tipton. They're in the third quarter. Dwenger still leading Zionsville 14-6, and Westfield, looks like Homestead actually just took the lead. They did. 9-7 over Westfield, so got a ball game going on over there. I believe that's not far from here either. Here's Hannon getting the handoff. Bounces off a tackler, but then gets tripped up. Cooper Harris with the tackle, a shoestring tackle, I might add, and just a 2-yard gain on the play. He doesn't make that tackle. Hannon probably takes it to the house. Well, Hannon will get a breather after those back-to-back carries, and here's Matthew Coons back in the ball game again for Bishop Chatard. St. John goes under center, fakes the handoff, looks to throw. Gets out of the pocket, throws to the end zone, knocked away. Braden Payne was the one who got a hand on the football. At least it looked like he was. He was certainly in the area of that play. We'll get another look at it here on the Traction AP replay. He's looking for Noah Carter in the end zone, and here's another look at it. Good fake, but Concordia had plenty of defenders there in the end zone, and there comes Payne. Looks like he gets both hands on the football. And we got 10:05 to go in this one. 3rd down and 8 for the Trojans. A little misdirection here to Kuhn, straight up the middle, touchdown! Matthew Coons. And this time I do not see a flag down. Last time he took one to the end zone was a play that ended with a penalty that negated the touchdown. But there is not a single penalty to be had here. And Brady Braun will come out for the extra point. So Matthew Coons gets his first touchdown of the game. And the extra point is good. 21-10. Bishop Chatard with the lead over Concordia. 21-10 your score. We'll be back after this break on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
(21-10), Bishop Chatard with the lead. Matthew Kuhn scoring just a few plays ago, and Concordia is going to get the ball back with 10 minutes to go. They do have all 3 of their timeouts, but they are down 2 possessions. They need to score, and they need to do it quick. That touchdown by Coons, by the way, was the first touchdown of the second half for either team. A chance to return for Grossman. He takes it from the 8-yard line. Out across the 20. Grossman still on his feet. Takes it out of bounds across the 30. So 9:54 to go in regulation. Concordia needs 2 scores. Again, they're without Amir Drew. They have been for the entire game. Sam Hudson has been the starting running back. He's done a good job in this game. And obviously, when a guy who's rushed for over 1,000 yards 3 years in a row is not able to see the field, you obviously miss that if you're Concordia. That's Jace Parnan who goes in motion. Hudson gets the call, and he spills his way up to the 35-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain.
Off to 25, Hudson. He's tricked up by number 44, Zach Fillenworth.
Zach Fillenworth with the tackle. He's a senior linebacker.
Gain of 5 on that play, so 2nd and 5.
As Concordia breaks the huddle, 9:25 on the clock. The clock is running. That's Parnan and Grossman who split out wide to the left. Now Parnan comes to the inside. Davis goes to the sideline. One-on-one, knocked away. Thomas Coleman with the deflection. The wide receiver / defensive back makes a play on the ball, and it's 3rd and 5. The incompletion does stop the clock with 9:10 to go.
By number 82, Thomas Coleman. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Well, Dwenger has added to their lead at Zionsville. They're up 21-6. As Concordia tries to cut into the deficit here at Bishop Chatard. A toss to Hudson on the left side, finds a crease, gets the first down, out across the 45. Well, Sam Hudson with another 3rd down conversion.
Big first down for the Cadets.
He's had, I believe, 3 of those now, counting that one.
8-yard line.
And Concordia is able to keep the drive alive. They set up at their own 48-yard line as we're inside 9 minutes to play in regulation. Well, Westfield has retaken the lead over Homestead, 14-9. That was not a long-lived lead, and it looks like Lures has scored again. They are putting on a show against Tipton. Here's the give to Hudson. Pounds his way forward for some extra yardage. It's a tough run. It's only going to go as a 3-yard gain, though. Joe Calvert with the tackle for Bishop Chatard. And it's going to be 3rd down and 7. Cadets will operate from the pistol. That's Hudson who lines up behind Davis. He did leave the game not long ago, but it's good to see him back in. And he gets the toss. Breaks one tackle, lowers the boom on another man, and comes up about a yard short of the first down. And this is a guy who's played linebacker for a good portion of his high school career. I believe he was moved back to linebacker coming up to this game. Played a lot of defensive back this year. He was a guy who was one of the leaders and tacklers for loss for Concordia a year ago. And he's getting the workload at running back tonight, and a lot of time ticking off the clock meanwhile. We've got close to 7 minutes to play. I believe we had 10:01 on the clock when the touchdown happened. They go to Hudson again. Surges ahead. He's got it. He needed 1. He got 2.
He gets the first down. He is stopped by number 3, Calvert.
Joe Calvert with the tackle for Bishop Chatard. And Concordia now has the ball at the 41-yard line. Clock does start again as they reset the chains. And obviously the purpose of running the ball there is you need 1 yard, you got to get the first down, keep the drive going. But you wonder how soon they might have Davis go to the air here. They're going to have him go to the air here. Unless he runs it, he's capable of doing that. He throws on the run, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Cam Johnson.
Number 8, Cam Johnson.
Now the incompletion does stop the clock.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Both Concordia and Chatard have all of their timeouts remaining. Substitution comes onto the field. That's Isaac Fisher, who's into the game. Of course, if you come to Indianapolis and you hear the name Fisher, you perhaps think of the town of Fishers, which is not too far from here. That's the home of Topgolf. I believe they used to have a train ride that went from Fishers to Indianapolis for the state fair. Here's Davis dancing out of trouble, gets a block. That might be a blindside block. Now Davis will take off, and he gets out of bounds. That'll stop the clock, but it's going to be 3rd down. Well, the Chatard crowd is disappointed that there wasn't a flag there. Could have called a blindside block in the back there. At least you could have. Of course, a lot of things are difficult to officiate live. And this is going to be 3rd down and 8. 6:28 showing on the clock, and a good job to Davis to get out of bounds and get some positive yardage out of that. Getting out of bounds stops the clock, of course. But what do the Cadets have on 3rd and 8? Pressure comes. Davis pumps. Still has it. Gets away from the pressure for the moment. Throws to the sideline, and it's caught. He squeezes it into the hands of Tyler Grossman. A big-time play from one senior to another. And let's get another look at it on the Traction AP replay. Davis had to buy himself a whole lot of time. And somehow found Grossman with Bolin right in front of him. And Grossman's able to make the catch and keep the drive going. Less than 6 minutes to go in regulation. Handoff goes to Hudson. Bouncing it to the outside. Hudson lowers his shoulder and takes it inside the 20.
Brought down by number 6, Kinnett.
Brady Kinnett with the tackle.
Gain of 4. 2nd down and 6.
And it's going to be 2nd down and 6. I beg your pardon, it's actually a score of 30-10. Lures leading Tipton, but still a big lead for Lures, and I believe they still have just 1 quarter to go. They're in the 3rd, waiting the 4th. Right down the middle, knocked away, but then caught. That's Johnson, and that's a touchdown. A carom touchdown for Cam Johnson, his 2nd TD of the game. And we've got a 1-score game with 5:15 to play. Concordia still has all of their timeouts, and they're going to keep the offense on the field and go for 2. At least by the looks of things, they are. Got the ball set up at the 3-yard line. If they go for 2 and get it, it's a 3-point game, and Concordia could tie it with a field goal. Now here comes Davis back onto the field. Got a few subs coming back on. That's Will Mason racing back in. As Hudson lines up in the backfield behind Davis. 5:15 on the clock. And Concordia will try to make this a 3-point game. A late toss to Hudson on the option, reaching for the goal line. He's in! Chatard thought they got the stop, so does the crowd. But it's Hudson who takes it in for the 2-point conversion. Well, we'll get a good look at these next couple of plays on the Traction AP replay. Here's the touchdown. The pass from Davis to Johnson. As the pass goes right off the hand of Coleman and into Johnson's waiting arms. I believe Coleman's been matched up with Johnson a number of times tonight. And that time, Coleman almost got the pick, but he tipped it right to Johnson for the TD grab. And now the 2-point conversion. They sent Speckard in motion on this play, and Davis just waited and waited, then tosses it over to Hudson. Yeah, it's a tough play with bodies right in front. You know, we don't have a look right down the goal line. The official probably has the best look at it, even though it's not a bird's eye view, as I talked about earlier. But Hudson may have been able to reach the ball across, and either way, it's going to be a successful 2-point conversion, and it's 21-18. Bishop Chatard with the lead, and here's an onside kick. It goes 10 yards. I thought Chatard got it at first, and I think they did. Concordia just broke huddle and kicked the ball onside. Let's get another look at that one. And you are allowed to do this, and this has been done at the pro level just as well as the high school level and other levels. I believe it's been done in college as well. Looks like it was number 38 for Chatard, Ethan Butler, who recovered the football. So Bishop Chatard gets it back, leading by 3 with good field position. And here's Hannon, who gets the call off the right side. That's a good gain on 1st down. He picks up 5. Hannon's been a workhorse in this game. He has a touchdown, a fourth down conversion. And this game could have a very interesting ending, to say the least. Now for Concordia, even if they're able to hold Chatard to a field goal here, they can still win it in regulation. Now you got to get the touchdown and the extra point if that were to be the case. Although right now, Chatard is not in field goal range. This is Coons who gets the call, picks his way, gets the first down at the 40-yard line. Coons, a kid who's averaged over 7 yards per carry this season. Hannon has the higher rushing yard total, but Coons averages more per carry. And they both do a good job running the football. And, you know, they had to replace a really good running back like Dalen Taylor, a guy who rushed for over 200 yards against Concordia at the regional championship last year. That was at Zollner Stadium. Well, they have certainly found a quality 1-2 punch Bishop Chatard has with Hannon and Coons remains in the game at tailback. He gets the call again, trying to pick his way, but he's going to be run down by James Rusher. An immediate tackle, an immediate penetration by the sophomore. Rusher, a 6'2" linebacker. And it's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the Trojans. 3:27 left to go. Concordia looking to get a stop. At the most, they're looking to hold Chatard to a field goal, keep it a one-score game. Handoff to Hannon. He bounces off a tackle. They had him dead to rights. And Hannon turns it into a good gain. He's short of the first down. Marked down at the 32, and it's going to be 3rd and 2. Concordia got the penetration. They had a golden chance to get Hannon behind the line, but he was able to get away.
2 minutes, 44 seconds left.
Less than 3 minutes to go in regulation. St. John looks to the sideline. Neither team has used a timeout this half. And now whistles blow and a flag comes in. It's a false start against the Trojans. So, on what would have been 3rd and 2, the penalty backs the Trojans up to the 37, and it's now 3rd and 7. Clock is running as we approach 2 minutes. And you wonder if you're Concordia, would this be a good time to take the timeout? It probably would. Buy yourself some extra time, but they don't take the timeout. Hannon gets the call, and he's going to be stopped. He only got a yard on the play.
And off to Hannon.
And it looks like Concordia has called the timeout. That's the first timeout either team has used in this half. So now an interesting situation for Bishop Chatard. The option is they certainly could go for it. Even though it's 4th and 6, you probably don't think about going for it with the 6-yard distance needed to get the first down. If it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, you at least think about keeping the offense on the field. But at 4th and 6, you're probably not looking at Chatard going for it. And also, if they were to try a field goal from here, it would be a 53-yard attempt. That's a distance that's been made multiple times at the college level and in the NFL, but not so easy at the high school level. So probably going to see a punt in this case. Brady Bond is out there. He's the place kicker and the punter. Probably going to line up in punt formation here, and Trojans will probably try to pin the Cadets deep. And Concordia will have a chance to get down the field and either tie this game or get the lead. Late coming onto the field, meanwhile, is Tanner Quackenbush. Concordia has nobody back to return the punt. Don't want to take the risk of a muffed punt on this situation. And somebody got pushed down there, or it looked like they did. And the Trojans are going to let it roll all the way down to the 1 yard line. Try to do it better than that. Jack Onay was the one who downed it, and a heck of a punt by Brady Braun, and now Concordia is going to be in the shadow of their own end zone. Now, bad field position has not bothered them in recent weeks, but what do you have inside your own 1 yard line? There are certainly options, and there have been successful plays from this part of the field. We'll see what Concordia goes with as the crowd gets loud here in Indy. From the gun, it's Davis. A quick release to the sideline, and it's complete. And that gets the Cadets out of the shadow of their own end zone. It's Cam Johnson who makes the catch. And by getting out of bounds, he stops the clock at 1:44.
Gained about 5 yards on that before he went out of bounds.
I would not be surprised if Joe Gutman ends up kicking a long field goal to end this game, but we got a ways to go before we see that happen. It wouldn't be to end the game, it'd be to end regulation. High snap to Davis. Davis has it batted at the line, and it falls incomplete. Fillenworth had a chance at the interception, and that would have, in all likelihood, sealed the game. But instead, the ball falls harmlessly as the Trojan defense tries to amp up this crowd. They're pretty amped up as it is. They know what's at stake. Everybody knows what's at stake. What's at stake is a trip to semi-state. That's where the winner of this game will go. From his own 2 yard line, Davis now backs up, looks to throw. He's in the end zone, gets out of the end zone, gets the pass away, and into traffic it falls incomplete. There were 2 receivers in the area. I think it was Johnson and either Grossman or Speckard who was also in the area of that pass, and now it's 4th down. Well, folks, you certainly don't see a team go for it on 4th down from their own 7 yard line every day, but in this situation, you need to go for it. Otherwise, you're probably not going to see the ball again. Concordia does have 2 timeouts, but there's only 1:34 on the clock, so this is no choice at all. They need to go for it. They need these 5 yards. Here's Davis trying to step away from the pressure, and he goes down. Isaac Fisher. Oh, that's the last thing you need if you're Concordia, as Davis gets sacked, and that may have very well ended the season for the Cadets. It's 1:28 to go. Concordia does have 2 timeouts, but you also have to remember Chatard is right on the doorstep of the end zone here. And they could run some time off the clock or punch this ball into the end zone. Even force Concordia to use their timeouts. Handoff goes to Hannon. He goes down in the backfield, and I think Concordia did use a timeout here.
Hannon, tripped up by number 16, Harris.
And we do have a timeout on the field. I think it was called by Concordia. It was. So they take a timeout. We'll take one as well on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
We're back at Bishop Chatard High School in Indianapolis. Winner of this game moves on to semi-state. The winner of this game will get the winner of Mishawaka Marion versus Jimtown. And actually, it looks like Marion either has punched their ticket to that game or is about to. I see a score of 44-19 in that matchup. Had a negative play moments ago. Tommy Hannon run down behind the line. Concordia does have one timeout left. If they can stop the Trojans here, they can use that timeout and force them to run one more play, maybe even force them to kick a field goal. We'll have to wait and see. Here's Hannon, who gets the call, finds some room, touchdown! A second effort by Tommy Hannon, and that will probably be the punctuation mark. Bishop Chatard, a defending state champion in Class 3A from a year ago, as Tommy Hannon gets his second touchdown of the game. Got a minute 17 left to go, and Cadets certainly could potentially score 10 points in a minute 17 seconds, but they'd have to go quick and get an onside kick in the process. Brady Braun on for the PAT, and the hold by Will Starlipper. The kick is good.
Braun's extra point is good.
A two-possession game here in Indianapolis. And the winner of this game looks like they'll be going on to play Mishawaka Marion. That score against Jimtown is 40. Excuse me, I beg your pardon. It's Mishawaka Marion playing Calumet New Tech tonight. The winner of that game goes on to play the winner of this game. Don't see a score from that one. That game against Jimtown was the sectional championship. And meanwhile, while we have a chance, we'll update you on some of the other games going on. Tipton trying to cut into it, but Bishop Luers has added to their lead. They're up 36-17. They do have the ball as well. Dwenger still leading Zionsville. It's now 21-13, and it looks like Zionsville is driving. They got a ball game going on. Westfield, meanwhile, they're up 27-9 over Homestead. So Concordia will get the ball back. Brady Braun to kick it away. A returnable kick from the 8 by Grossman. Takes it across the 20. Beg your pardon there, folks. He takes it out to the 39-yard line. He took a big hit, and now here comes a flag. Perhaps going to be unnecessary roughness, unsportsmanlike conduct, something along those lines. And Grossman did take a shot. Toward the end of the play, we've got a minute 10 to go. Officials will sort this out. Well, you certainly hate to see unsportsmanlike conduct or unnecessary roughness type penalties at any stage in the game, especially when it's late in the game. They are going to call it unsportsmanlike conduct, and it is going to be against Bishop Chatard. Looks like it's going to go against both teams, offsetting penalties.
Unsportsmanlike called against both teams. Declined.
And Concordia will take over, I believe, at the 39-yard line. Concordia has a minute and 10 seconds to score 10 points. They're going to need perhaps either a quick touchdown or a couple of plays to get in field goal range and then send out Joe Gutman to make it a 7-point game. Gutman does have a made field goal in this one. That was, I believe, from 24 yards out. Minute 10 to go. Davis running out of time, and he gets sacked again. Did the ball come out? Nope. Davis kept a hold of it. But it was Kyle Hazlitt who got to the quarterback. Another sack taken by Davis, and again, that's the last thing you want. Concordia does still have a timeout left. They're trying to get everybody lined up and run their next play. Here's a blitz. Davis throws to the sideline. Was that intercepted? No, it was not. It hit the ground. Jeff Woff almost picked it off, and that would have been the game clincher. There's 41 seconds left on the clock. Concordia still with a chance. Slim chance, though, as it may be. They need 10 points in 41 seconds. It can be done, but it's extremely difficult. Now a score of 28-9. Westfield would just kicked an extra point. Westfield with that lead over Homestead, by the way. And here's Davis to throw. 4-man rush. They get to him. Davis gets away. A sidearm throw on the run, and coming back to almost make the catch, I believe, was Braden Payne. I say almost make the catch. Did not quite make it. I just think of Robert Duvall in the movie Kicking and Screaming with what he said about almost. Of course, what he said was almost winning. Well, we won't get into that because he was kind of chiding, or his character, Buck Weston, was chiding Phil Weston, who was played by Will Ferrell. 32 seconds to go. This is 4th and 13. 4-man rush. Davis running out of time. Spins away from the sack for the moment, and then he's going to get wrestled down, and another 4th down sack. And now that is going to be the final play for Concordia in this game. 23 seconds. Cadets have just one timeout. And the play clock is basically a non-factor. No, it absolutely is a non-factor with 23 seconds on the clock. So Bishop Chatard will move on to semi-state. And they'll either play Calumet New Tech or Mishawaka Marion. And Concordia, it's been a good season for them, but their season's going to come to an end. We do have a penalty on Concordia. Actually, offsetting penalties on sportsmanlike conduct was what the penalty was for. It's not going to matter in the end. I imagine that St. John will just take a knee after this snap. Concordia had their challenges in sectionals as far as matchups were concerned. Oak Hill went into that matchup against Concordia 7-3 in the sectional semifinal. Norwell was 10-1 before they came to Zollner, and Concordia was able to knock them off. And it is a knee taken by Carter St. John, and that's going to be the ball game. Concordia will not use that final timeout. Again, the play clock is a non-factor right now, and it is Bishop Chatard who will move on to semi-state. They are the champions in Class 3A Regional 14. The Bishop Chatard Trojans have a chance for a 15th career state championship. 15th state championship in program history. But obviously you got to get through semi-state before you can get to state. Now Concordia, they've been to state. They've won state. That was back in 2016. They won a state championship. It's been a good season for them. But tonight it is Bishop Chatard who gets to celebrate. 28-18. We'll talk more about what just took place when we come back here on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
Well, Bishop Chatard is about to be presented their regional championship trophy. They have won the Class 3A 14 regional here at home against Concordia. So Bishop Chatard is going to move on to semi-state.
For a tremendous victory, and good luck at next week's semi-state championship game.
And head coach Rob Doyle for Bishop Chatard, he's going to win his third career regional title as a head coach. It's been a good career for him so far. He's in his fourth season, and obviously Bishop Chatard won state, and they are going to be presented right now. And there is Rob Doyle hosting the trophy. A season well done for Bishop Chatard that will continue on. They'll go to semi-state, and they will play the winner of a game between Calumet New Tech and Mishawaka Marion. That'll be at semi-state. And for Concordia, their season comes to an end. It's been a good season. 7-6 was their record overall. They had some quality wins over the course of the season, a big comeback win against Northrop, a team that was playing some good football. But Concordia was able to get the come-from-behind win. And it looks like we just got the announcement Mishawaka-Marion did win their game, so it will be Mishawaka-Marion against Bishop Chatard for the semi-state championship, and it will be at Mishawaka-Marion as well. And again, a good season for Bishop Chatard. They were state champions last year, only one loss so far this year, and that was against Indianapolis Cathedral, another private high school here in great city of Indianapolis. And for Concordia, they go to 7-6 on the season. Their season comes to an end, and I can't say enough about this senior class. This is a very talented senior class. Brandon Davis has had a great career as a starting quarterback, even played as a sophomore and I believe as a freshman. Amir Drew, unfortunately, he did not play tonight, but 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons for Drew. And the Cadets, they're gonna miss him, no doubt, but obviously he came in as a starting running back as a sophomore, put together a 1,000-yard season. We'll see what the future holds for this Concordia running game, for this Cadet team as a whole. They're going to have a lot of great seniors on the defensive side who will be graduating this year, but you coach at the high school level, and Tim Manigal has coached at the high school level for quite some time, 11 years as a head coach. Obviously, you know what it's like to have guys go off to college, graduate, leave your program. It obviously happens all the time, and I'm sure Manigal's going to miss these guys that are graduating in the future, but obviously I'm sure he looks forward to bringing in some new guys, maybe even having some guys step up on this varsity team, maybe even guys step up from JV in the next couple of years. And Concordia, they played a good game tonight. They got behind early, but they certainly did not quit. Gave up back-to-back touchdowns on Bishop Chatard's first 2 drives, but the offense responded, came down and scored 10 straight points of their own. And then the defense was able to hold their own for much of the game until the fourth quarter when Chatard scored those 14 points. Concordia was able to get a touchdown of their own, but obviously that was it when it was all said and done. And one big play that helped Chatard seal the victory was a punt that was down back inside the 1-yard line, or back at the 1-yard line. And before we go, we'll show you that replay real quick. And Concordia, they've dealt with some poor field position. They've made the most of it. They've put together good drives off of poor field position. But, it's always tough to start from your own 1-yard line. And this was very well done by the punt team for Bishop Chatard, as Jack Onay was the one who downed that one. Well, Chatard wins this one 28-18, the final. Chatard will play Mishawaka-Marion in semi-state. Concordia, a good season. They came off of wins against Oak Hill and Norwell, both quality opponents, but tonight they fall in defeat 28-18. So for my camera operator Tyler Sorg and everyone at Summit City Sports, I'm Thad Goff saying so long from Indianapolis. Again, your final score, Bishop Chatard 28, Concordia 18. You've been watching high school regional football on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital. because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in